Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we'll be doing the San Antonio Spurs off-season preview and predictions. We have to talk about De'Aaron Fox before we start today's video. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. So, De'Aaron Fox. Shout out Under Armour. I got his shoes. I don't think I've paid for basketball shoes in like 4 years now, but like I have his shoes, and like he's been nice to me. And originally, when they had gotten De'Aaron Fox in the trade, they had gotten him for what a lot of people would believe was nothing. Now you look at the deal and you're like, that's a long deal. And you don't know if that's something that you're going to want to stick with for, $55 million, almost $60 million at an average annual rate. I understand the room for concern, and obviously that could look, Dylan Harper. I said it before. Dylan Harper has a chance of being better than Cooper Flag. I said that during the pre-draft. I was a huge I was a huge Dylan Harper fan. Like, I had people basically telling me that my stand, me being I wouldn't say it was a stand, but like just that my thoughts on Dylan Harper being like as good as he was, but not that it was outrageous, but like people just thought like that I was just really, high on Mr. Dylan Harper. But I think this playoffs have proved it. And moving forward, Harper and Castle need to start. Like, if you're not starting one of them, I think you get put in this situation where are you gonna like maybe not pause but stagnate their development. So that's where I'm at with that. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think of Mr. Harper and Castle being starters, and then what is the future of Mr. De'Aaron Fox? Do you keep him? Do you run it back one more season? I think it's definitely interesting what's going to happen. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let's break down these previews and predictions. So what do they got to do this offseason after going 16-20? They have the 20th pick, 35th pick, 42nd, and 44th. I think they're going to either go a front court player like an Allen Graves. Maybe they go a Henry Vassell or a Jaden Quans if he falls there. I could also see a world where they take a Bennett Sturts or a guard that they think could play on or off ball. Harrison Barnes is unrestricted. They have his bird rights. Bismack Biyombo is unrestricted early bird rights. Julian Champagnie has a team option and bird rights. And with that being said, as Champagnie, someone I could see them declining the option and then re-signing him to a long-term deal. Olynyk, Lindy Waters are probably gone. Same thing with Mason Plumlee, Harrison, Ingram, David Jones, Garcia. Maybe one more two-way for both of them. But this is a team that won the third most games of franchise history. Wembanyama was an All-NBA Defensive Player of the Year. Looks like he'll sign his max extension. He's going to be an MVP guy. Wemby, Fox, Castle, Vassell, Champagnie posted a 21-3 record, trailing only OKC for the best starting lineup. They outscored opponents by 18.5 points per 100 possessions. Sixth Man of the Year, Keldon Johnson. Dylan Harper, Carter Bryant, Luke Cornett hold contracts for the 26-27 season. Another reason why I think they should get Allen Graves is they were running Harrison Barnes and Carter Bryant in these like small ball lineups where Carter Bryant was playing the center. Imagine now you take out Harrison Barnes and you put Carter Bryant in the role that Harrison Barnes was playing, and you put Allen Graves in the role that Carter Bryant was playing. So I like that. Now, outside of Fox earning more than $30 million per season, San Antonio sits $44 million below luxury tax and well under both aprons. They hold access to the $15 million non-taxpayer mid-level exception and $5.5 million biannual exception. To me, the San Antonio Spurs have a roster that is, super young. They're the youngest roster to average more than 10 points per game during the regular season, with 4 core players still playing on their first round rookie deals. Now, the other thing is that Wemby will sign a 5-year, $251 million extension. And because Wembanyama did not qualify for league honors in 24-25, he cannot command the 30% of the salary cap in year 1 of the extension, even though he won Defensive Player of the Year. That is very interesting. It'll be interesting if he takes the player option, which is what Banchero, Doncic, and Trae Young all did. And that would allow Wembanyama to, again, be able to get an extension or test free agency at the age of 27. But they need to figure out what they're going to do with their, they need a second. Harper's great, but they need, if you believe Fox, the problem with Fox is he loves hero ball. He was the clutch player of the year. And Harrison Barnes is someone that I think they'll bring back, even though he had a low. And I think for a team that Champagnie is able to either exercise the team option, extend his contract on 4 additional seasons. The first year can start at 21.2. Decline the option and sign a new contract, but he would enter unrestricted free agency. And they basically would have to agree upon the structure of a new contract beforehand. While Keldon Johnson's also going to be entering the final year of his contract and can sign a 4-year extension. He wasn't the best in the playoffs, but if you like it. Also, Devin Vassell has 3 years left on his deal, but on October 1st can sign an extension. Barnes can sign an extension before free agency, and so could Kelly Olynyk. I could see Barnes coming back. Olynyk, no. They need shooting, and they need shooting development from Harper, Castle, and Bryant. They need a 4 or a stretch 5 that can complement Wemby. Look, they still have some draft picks. They have 4 tradable firsts. They can trade swap rights in 3 seasons, along with 14 tradable second rounders. They do have to send their own 27 first round pick to Sacramento. Sacramento eventually rerouted that pick to OKC. And they have the 2027 unprotected first via Atlanta, 28 with Boston if 2 through 30. 20 through 30 swap, the more favorable of Dallas and Minnesota. And a 2031 swap with Sacramento. So again, is there a world where you try to package Keldon Johnson's contract and somebody else's? I don't know who that somebody else would be, but realistically, you're looking at a guy like De'Aaron Fox, at least. Could you, if you could take a deal for Naz Reid and Dante DiVincenzo, or even Julius Randle and DiVincenzo for De'Aaron Fox, no picks, would you do it? You get yourself that front court player, and then you try to reroute DiVincenzo's contract somewhere else because he's got a torn Achilles. But that's one of the deals I've been thinking about that could happen. Let me know your guys' thoughts and why. Peace out.